Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubae here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today we've got to talk about this article I found that is absolutely insane. It's by a lawyer, basically saying that we have to start worrying about people being able to steal genetics from others and make babies without their permission. Like some crazy person buying Zac Efron's hairbrush off eBay and using it to have a baby with him type of vibe. I don't know how far off it is, but he seems insanely concerned. So at the bare minimum, we'll just laugh at how crazy this entire thing is. Worst case scenario, we'll all cringe because people are going to start having secret babies with our hairbrushes. But let's get into it. Professor warns that creeps might start stealing DNA from celebrities for dark purposes. Imagine being able to produce a child with your favorite movie star using the DNA from a strand of hair or a flake of skin. Bro, you thought people were already weird enough to be buying crazy stuff from celebrities on eBay. It's about to get worse. I remember articles would be like, this guy paid $25,000 for Jennifer Lawrence's old toothbrush. Yeah, now he's just gonna be able to have an army of people that look exactly like the movie star. How does this all work out? Like, hypothetically, you get the DNA of some rich person. You give yourself one of the babies with it. Could you then be like, you owe me child support? I don't know how it works, but I'm just saying, technically, when they do a DNA test, it would be the same DNA as that person. This entire situation is crazy, bro. Gotta be on the lookout. Tom Cruise, you're gonna wanna hire somebody to start standing by your trash can and taking out everything with a piece of your DNA on it. Justin Bieber's out to eat at like a Subway. He leaves half an eaten sandwich. There's a fist fight over people who want it so they can have his baby. Between recent innovations in both genetics and reproduction, blurry public interest laws, and the lack of any firm precedent, courts are still ill-equipped to deal with the potentially civilization-shifting, not to mention extremely creepy consequences of celebrity DNA theft. I would hope that whatever scientists are able to clone people out of DNA would do a double check and make sure that the DNA is legit and the person's consenting to being cloned. I know there's always going to be like mad scientist types out there, right? But you would think for the most part, if somebody came to a scientist, I broke into Justin Timberlake's dressing room and I stole his robe. Can you make me a baby with him? They would be like, yeah, bro, I'm sorry, no. I stood outside Megan Fox's house until she threw away a half-eaten banana. I hope the scientists would be like, yeah, that's illegal. I can't give you a kid with someone that doesn't know you. I don't know what the precedent would have to be, but obviously they shouldn't be responsible for this kid. Like, if somebody ends up getting the DNA of Emma Watson and ending up having a kid that's half Emma Watson, half them, Emma Watson should not be on the hook for anything. There should be no like, well, technically it's your DNA, so you gotta pay for it. Especially if the DNA was gotten in a creepy way. Like, if somebody goes on eBay and buys a used tissue from Britney Spears, kinda creepy enough already. They use that to create a kid. You're entering bad version of science fiction. You know, we like to talk about science fiction like it's always gonna be the cool stuff, lightsabers, spaceships. Apparently, it's going to come with some downsides, like people being able to take your DNA and just make a baby. For one, the buying and selling of alleged celebrity mementos is nothing new. From Britney Spears' gum, to Justin Timberlake's half-eaten French toast showing up on eBay. Some of these items, if they're legit, could possibly contain viable genetic material. While those DNA samples may have been of little use to poachers in years past, genetic technologies have come a long way ever since. Scientists announced they sequenced the entire human genome in 2003, and with breakthroughs come new possibilities for disturbing behavior. Alright, I know I'm not a legal expert, but one thing I know for sure is in most states, as soon as you put your trash on the curb, it is no longer considered your property. It's like considered discarded something. I don't know what the exact codified term is. But basically, once you throw something away, anyone can like go through it and take it. So the fact that you're probably throwing away a crap ton of genetic material on a daily basis is terrifying, that somebody can just go through that and take it. And sure, it's gonna start with people like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, but as this technology advances, imagine somebody like, you break up with somebody and they're obsessed with you and they don't want to be broken up with, so they just take your genetic code and make a baby. Like, absolute craziness could ensue. And that's very unlikely to happen. I know that that's slim to none, but the fact that it could happen is crazy, especially because your trash can is just not your property once it's on the curb. And think about how many times a day you're throwing stuff away that has genetic material. If it could really be a flake of skin, then it's everything you touch, so everything in the trash can. But on top of that, yeah, like food, I don't know, somebody gets really, really lucky and you're sick and they have a bunch of snot there. Like, there's so many things that you could throw away that would have genetic code. Just go ahead and give that a good old grab and clone ya. Considering IVG a cutting-edge technology that could one day be able to turn non-reproductive cells from nearly any tissue or organ into sperm or egg cells, the ramifications, if such a technology were to become reality, are downright creepy. See, this is why Elon Musk has to create Neuralink. He knows there's probably a ton of people lining up to try to get his DNA. I'm just saying, anyone on that level of fame is at risk for a DNA theft, allegedly. Tinfoil hat time. Just play with me. Fun conspiracy. It's called semi-coherent rambling for a reason. Hear me out, though. Elon Musk is making Neuralink because he knows people are going to start stealing his DNA to clone kids, so Neuralink is going to have a way to tell if it's actually your kid or if it's a clone. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Elon trying to save the planet from a problem that we don't even know we have yet. All jokes aside, if this technology is invented, which I have no doubt that it will be eventually, the creep of technology is kind of inevitable. It always will get better. But if this is invented, we just gotta keep it under lock and key and have very strict rules for how it's all applied. Because I could understand why this technology might exist, but at the same time, yeah, we can't just have a clinic where you walk in with a Kleenex and walk out with a tube with a baby in it from whoever the DNA was on the other side. I don't know how they really would put those checks and balances in place. Could you imagine, dude, you like try to clone someone's DNA, it's a database of sequences. Unusable. I'm so sorry. John Travolta's DNA is off limits for cloning. Imagine being able to produce a child with your favorite movie star using the DNA from a strand of hair or a flake of skin, reads a blog post from Georgia State University cited in a conversation essay. What sounds like the plot to a sci-fi thriller is actually not that far from reality. What precedent does exist doesn't bode well. For instance, in 2018, Madonna famously lost her bid to halt the auction of several personal objects, including DNA-laden items, including her hairbrush and underwear. In the conversation essay, the professor argues that courts will likely fit cases involving genetic paparazzi into the legal framework of privacy rights, a complex web of state and federal regulations governing how information can be acquired, assessed, stored, and used. In other words, the U.S. legal system simply doesn't know how to meaningfully recognize the personal rights to one's own DNA, a dangerous gap that could leave individuals vulnerable. See, I know they're saying it would be a very complex issue, but I feel like it's not complicated to just make a law where you own your own DNA. I feel like that is what's most fair. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand why it's so complicated. But yeah, in my opinion, I own the rights to my DNA, and no one has the ability to just walk around and clone me, even if they got it from my trash. I feel like that should be the default rule. I'm not in charge of any of this. My opinion won't matter at the end of the day. But like, we should be in charge of our DNA, right? Let me know in the comments section if you think we're in charge of our DNA. I feel like if you disagree, I don't understand why. Feel free to let me know in the comment why you would disagree with that one. No, actually, you don't own your DNA, man. If I come to your trash can and I steal a tissue, I should be allowed to make a baby with your DNA, bro. Like, what? Anyways, I just thought this was absolutely crazy. It's probably going to be the plot for a Black Mirror episode in the near future, so be on the lookout. Just remember you heard it here first. Other than that, though, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I'd appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And, of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. I post 2 videos every single day, so if you like content like this, you won't be disappointed if you turn on those notifications. But yeah, on that note, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out. Peace.